So, do you play above or below the red line? Now, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. When I talk about this with my students, it really puts things into perspective whether you are going to be able to progress or whether you're going to be staying in the same spot. Now, what is the red line? The red line is an important factor that we look at to see how you take on your day-to-day tasks and everything that really revolves around the world around you. So let's have a look at what this red line is, and let's see what's above it or below it. As you can see there, above the red line, we have three things: ownership, accountability, and responsibility. If you see to the right of that, you see Victor. Now below the red line, you see three things: blame, excuses, denial. And to the right of that, victim. Now what we're looking at is whether we play above the red line and we are the victor of all the decisions that we make, of everything that actually comes in and happens to us. Or are we the victim? Do we blame other people? Do we make excuses? And a big one is, are we in denial? Let's have a look at these six things and let's have a bit of a chat about whether you may or may not do this. So with ownership, the act, state, or right of possessing something. Okay, you own it. You take ownership of it. Accountability, the fact or condition of being accountable. Now, me personally, I believe accountability is a personal responsibility. We can give that out to somebody else to hold us accountable to start something, but at the end of the day, we need to hold ourselves accountable to the things that we want and things that we do. Then you have responsibility, the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something you are responsible for. Do you live these in your life? Now let's go to below the red line. Blame. Feel or declare that someone or something is responsible for a fault or wrong, and usually when it's your fault. Excuses. Seek to lessen the blame attaching to a fault or offense and try to justify, making justifications. Or denial, the action of denying something. Now, which one are you? Do you play above or below the red line? Let me give you a quick example. When my students come to class, they must be on time. Every minute that they are late, they must do a burpee, 1 burpee per minute. And what I want from them is to, no matter what's happened before they come to class, they own that they are late. They take responsibility for the reason why they're late. And they hold themselves accountable to doing what they need to do to overcome that. They don't come in and say, oh, but the lights were red and it was raining and I couldn't find a car spot, had to park further away so I had to walk. That's blame, excuses, and denial. That's below the red line. Every time you cross with a decision, play above the red line, even if it isn't your fault. If you can even elevate yourself above that, you will be unstoppable. But seek to understand what above the red line is and what it takes to actually be there and stay there. It takes some time, but those are the conversations you have to have with yourself. Keep yourself above the red line, ownership, accountability, and responsibility, and you'll find that success that you want.